Уважаемые радиослушатели, несколько минут мы пытаемся подключиться с Рабой Вакниным. Оставайтесь вместе с нами. Спасибо.
Der Chosen-Tanz war der Kalle-Tanz. Ihr seid alle Freila. War der Mitzvah-Tanz, war der Simche-Tanz. Reimo Ahuvim. War der Chosen-Tanz, war der Kalle-Tanz. Ihr seid alle Freila. War der Mitzvah-Tanz, war der Simche-Tanz. Nagila, wenn ich's mecha. War der Chosen-Tanz, war der Kalle-Tanz. Ihr seid alle Freila. War der Mitzvah-Tanz, war der Simche-Tanz. Reimo Ahuvim. War der Chosen-Tanz, war der Kalle-Tanz. Ihr seid alle Freila. War der Mitzvah-Tanz, war der Simche-Tanz. Nagila, wenn ich's mecha. Reimo Ahuvim Samichacho Yitzircho Began Eden Mikedem Sameach Sameach Samach Reimo Ahuvim Bei der Chosen-Tanz, bei der Kalle-Tanz Ihr seid alle Freilach Bei der Mitzvah-Tanz, bei der Simche-Tanz Reimo Ahuvim Bei der Chosen-Tanz, bei der Kalle-Tanz Ihr seid alle Freilach Bei der Mitzvah-Tanz, bei der Simche-Tanz Nagila, wenn ich's mecha Bei der Chosen-Tanz, bei der Kalle-Tanz Ihr seid alle Freilach Bei der Mitzvah-Tanz, bei der Simche-Tanz Reimo Ahuvim Bei der Chosen-Tanz, bei der Kalle-Tanz Ihr seid alle Freilach Bei der Mitzvah-Tanz, bei der Simche-Tanz Nagila, wenn ich's mecha
Positive Life TV. С позитивом по жизни.
Вы в пути, мы к вашим услугам. BTR Logistics представляет для тех, чья жизнь связана с вождением трака, наш автопарк с грузовыми тягачами Volvo и Freightliner. С нашей техникой и оперативной командой мы создаем все возможные условия для вашей прибыли и безопасности в пути. Наши траки от 2015 года до абсолютно новых 2020 года. И есть возможность выкупить предлагаемые нами траки Volvo или Freightliner. И по желанию в лице водителя вы можете сотрудничать с компанией BTR Logistics. BTR Logistics – компания, которая создает все возможные условия для водителей. Плохая кредитная история? Нет проблем. Главное, у вас есть CDL. Добро пожаловать в компанию BTR Logistics.
Ну, а мы продолжаем, уважаемые дамы и господа. Всем еще раз добрый день. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The time is 3:45. Finally, we got the Rabbi Asher Vaknin in our virtual studio. Today, ladies and gentlemen, the 26th of June. And it means today is Friday, 2020. And what we do on Friday? Always we'll listen to the beautiful voice, the beautiful words of the Torah from the one and only Rabbi Asher Vaknin. Welcome back.
Welcome. It's good to be back, Lenny. The Almighty
It's good to see you.
And all the listeners, a long life, and a healthy life, and a happy life. And the most important is, stay positive.
Yes. Rabbeinu, thank you. Rabbeinu, tell me, did you share the page? You remember you asked me?
Yes.
Okay, share the page. We want more and more viewers. Once again, don't look at the numbers. For every 8 viewers, it means you have for every 10 viewers, you have 80 viewers. We got to multiply by 8. Okay?
Yes. 8 is the number that I love very much, you know.
Because you do all the time Brit Milah to kids or what?
No, the number 8 symbolizes above nature.
Oh,
if you want to live above nature, if you want to see something that is extremely unusual, number 8. This is the reason that a Jewish boy doing Brit Milah at the age of 8. You know why 8? Because we are existent because of the number
Our
8
existence,
that
yes.
symbolize above nature.
Wow. So the question that I want to ask you, that today's topic, I was really surprised. Not the Parsha Korach that all the rabbis told me, but you want to do the living with the arguments, yes?
Yes.
So let's open this topic and let's see what is going to lead us.
Hey, honestly speaking, Lenny, like you said, it's not only not Parashat Korach, it's the main theme of Parashat Korach is argument. If anything that Korach symbolizes is argument and challenges. When Korach came to Moshe Rabbeinu, you know, two Jews never agree on anything. Have you ever met a Jew that agree with you?
No.
You know, Lenny, listen to this. The Lubavitcher Rebbe, that happened to be that this week is the outside, is the Yeshuva of the Rebbe. Kodesh Kodashim, yesterday was there maybe 10,000 people that passed through. It was a beautiful, beautiful moment to be there. Now, I saw the Rebbe in a life. It was 19, I'm going to tell you exactly, 1998, I believe, 1998, and even before 1996.
Hold on a second. 1998, you saw the rabbi? No, he died in 1994.
So no.
Yeah.
So I saw that I mix between the Hebrew time, the Hebrew date. My Hebrew date is Tafshin Nun Dalet, Tafshin Nun Bet, and Tafshin Mem Chet. Which year is that in? 88?
88. Yeah,
80,
this is might be.
86 and maybe 90. 88, 90, yes, 90, 88 and 96.
So the reason I remember, sorry for interruption,
26 years.
Yeah, I never met the rabbi, unfortunately, in my life, but I didn't even know about him in Russia. The time that I knew about him, it was sudden. We went to Moscow to have an interview to go to United States. It was in July, and I believe he died in July of 1994. And I don't know the Tammuz day. It was, what today? Tammuz
Gimel.
what?
Gimel Tammuz. Gimel Tammuz.
Okay, so
Exactly yesterday.
Yes, I don't remember, but everybody in Russia, they would say, "Are you Jewish?" Because I was with Kibbutz. "Are you Jewish?" "Yes." Yes. "Your rabbi died." I said, "Who is my rabbi?" And then I find out the name of Rabbi Rebbe Lubavitch. Yes.
The Rebbe of the world.
Yeah.
The Rebbe of the world. No doubt. It's not only our rabbis, it's the Rebbe to the whole entire world. Listen to this. If we are already discussing about the Rebbe, I will say the story that literally touched my heart, and then we're going to go back to the topic. Ron Lauder, from the Lauder family, Estee Lauder.
Estee Lauder, yeah.
Yes, Estee. He's one of the richest Jew in the world. Definitely one of the richest Jews in America. He's a multi-billionaire. Went into the Rebbe, to the Lubavitcher Rebbe, passing through like usual. You saw it in the movies, the way that people pass through, and the Rebbe gave them a blessing, and the Rebbe was listening to them, and the Rebbe gave them $1, a $1 charity. Now, Ron Lauder got $1 charity, and he's looking at the Rebbe with two questions. First of all, I'm a multi-billionaire. Why did I need $1? If you're already giving me, give me something good. And second, the first time that I'm gaining from a rabbi is you. I mean, usually when you're coming into a rabbi, you give them charity. You don't get anything back. The first rabbi, the first Rebbe that used to give every person something back before you even give him anything is the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And he had in mind these two questions. And the Rebbe saw it. And the Rebbe answered him, he said, "Mr. Lauder, the reason that I'm giving dollars to charity," listen to this. He said, my previous Rebbe, a Rebbe Arayatz, his father-in-law, said like this: when two Jews meet together, they have to ask themselves, how can they help another Jew? You hear that, Lenny? When you and me meeting together, the only benefits that we have to have from this meeting, how can we help another person? Not included you and me.
Wow.
Included, he said, the reason I'm giving you $1 is, and to anyone that passed through, you met me and I met you. Now I'm giving you $1 to give to somebody else, to make you a messenger to help another Jew. And I believe that this is the systems and this is the team. And this is the vision of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. A Rebbe is a person that always saw and care for every Jew around the globus. He was one Jew that he was a survivor from the Holocaust. He went into Holland. He used to live in Holland. And in Holland, he was the only Jew in that village. The only Jew. Now, even though that he was a survivor, and all his family passed away, his father teach him, keep Shabbat, keep kosher food, put tefillin. He did it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. But you know what's mean to do it when you're lonely? When you have nobody next to you? So he didn't know what to do. And the priest always came to him, tried to convince him, I will convert you to be Christianity, and I will give you money, and I will give you success, and you're going to be able to get married. I mean, what you doing here? Here you will never get married. So, after 2 years or 3 years lonely, he got weak. And he spoke to the Almighty God and he said, God, dear God, I'm going to make with you a business deal, a condition. I will give you a condition. If in the next 2 weeks, I will not see one Jew next to me, I'm convert to Christianity. I leave Judaism. That's it. Enough is enough. Not enough that my family died in the Holocaust and I'm here living lonely. I'm also going to be with no Jews. Okay. 10 days passed through. 11 days passed through. 12 days. 14 days passed through. Listen to this, Lenny. 14 days. 2 o'clock afternoon. Yeah, 4 hours. He's crying and he's nervous because he promised to the priest, tomorrow I'm coming to change my religion. And 4 o'clock afternoon, people is going into to his restaurant. He was a chef. He's going into his restaurant and they said, Mushale, they have a rabbi outside that's looking for you. He's going outside, a rabbi in his village in Holland? What exactly a rabbi is going to do in Holland? In his village, a small village. He's going outside and he sees the rabbis. And the rabbi is smiling and said, the Lubavitcher Rebbe told me to come here to give you 3 matzot. It was 1 week before Pesach. 3 matzah and 1 wine. And the Rebbe today in the morning sent me a fax. Go to this village urgent and go to visit and look for a Jew and give them a matzah and wine. Many listen to this, and I want all the listeners, all the viewers to hear that. That person didn't believe. He was in shock. But this is the Rebbe. The Rebbe never forget. They have messengers of Chabad all over the world. And the only reason that they are in Thailand, and Bangkok, and China, and in Japan, or in any other place, and Russia, 52 states of United States, they have 52 messengers, shlichim, and another 100 that working with them. Listen to this. And any place in the world, German, Punin, India, you go in there, you get stuck. You don't have to get stuck. You need anything to do with Judaism? Kol Chabad. Kol Chabad. The Rebbe said, I want to make sure that every Jew in the world will have a place that will accept them like a home. Home, sweet home.
Wow.
Not Alabama.
Wow.
Home, sweet home, not Alabama. Home, sweet home, Chabad. This is the house. This is the house. Lenny, this is the house. The guy came to Brooklyn and he visited the Rebbe and he moved to live in Crown Heights, and his children became messengers of Chabad. Do you believe it?
Wow.
A minute before he got converted to Christianity, lo alenu, the Rebbe, this is the Rebbe. When 2 Jews meet together, the only question that they have to have is, how can we make the community, how can we make another person to give them some benefits to his own life? Every meeting that you have, you meet your friends, being in the radio, and you're doing so much. The question that you have to, and I saw you in the weddings, so many weddings that you did, and I saw that you always like to touch the heart of people. But the question is, can I find another shidduch? Can I make a match to somebody else? Can I help another person with livelihood to hire him for a job? Can I give advice to a person? Can I bring another person to put tefillin, to make Shabbat, to keep kashrut? Every time when you meet with another person, the two Jews meet together, they always have to ask, how can we make a benefit? The reason that the Rebbe gave $1 is not for him and it's not for you. It's to help another Jew. You're going outside, you take the $1 and you give it to charity. This is the main theme of Chabad. If we are already talking about someone that always was thinking about another Jew, the topic of today is, how can we live with argument? How can we live? And it's not the better week from this week, because this week portion of the week, discussing all about argument, all about machloket. What is machloket? Machloket meaning we are argue, we despise, we hate each other. Almost in any family, you can see between a husband and wife, how many divorces we have? 70% in the world. 70%. How many arguments? I mean, you know how many times I'm going into families and I see that people sit down, Shiva, meaning the mourning on the parents, and they don't sit with each other. Do you know any family that all the brothers and sisters agree with each other and don't fight? It's always fight and argument and jealousy. And the question is, how can we live? I mean, not to fight is not real. It's not possible. Like I said before, two Jews is their opinion. Two Jews will never agree with each other. I believe two human beings. A woman think different, a man think different, child think different, and a parent thinks, especially when we came from Bukhara, we are kind of old-fashioned. Our children looked, we are in 2020, the millennium generation. We are a different generation. What you thought that is good 20 or 40 years ago, today is different. We always have conflict, argument, contradiction. And the question is, how can we live with this? You know, one person came into a rabbi and said, Rabbi, I live with my wife for 15 years. We never argue even once. You know what the rabbi asked him? The only question that he asked him is, you live in the same house? How can you live in the same house 15 years with the same human being and agree with everything? So this is the topic of today. The topic of today might be the most important topics, because each one of us in life have some conflict, have some argument. Each one of us, either with our parents, with our children, with our spouse, we all argue. Always we have two opinions. So what exactly we have to do? I will start with two explanations, and then we're going to go in to give advice that will change your life. The first one is very simple. Do you know why we argue? Most of our argument is lack of faith in the Almighty God. If you have a faith that everything that happened in your life is a reason for it, and is no mistakes, you will never have, you're gonna take an argument in a whole different ways. Meaning, if you realize that the Almighty God is the one that runs the world, if you realize that Hashem Yitbarach is the one, and anything that happened in your life happened for good, it's no mistakes. Sometimes you get fired from a job, and you get upset, and you scream, and you shouting. 1 month later, you get a business opportunity that you're going to become your own boss. And 1 year or 2 years later, you become so wealthy that you call your previous boss and you said, thank you very much for firing me. Because of you, I become successful. You understand that? Anything you miss, you went out on a date and it didn't work out. She didn't want you. Or he didn't want you. The guy told you not, or she told you you're not good enough, you have a Jewish nose, whatever, what's the reason? She doesn't want you. And right away you get disappointed. Why? Why bad things happen to good people? Why me? And the answer is, if you have a faith and trust in the Almighty God, you realize that anything that happened in your life happened for a reason. Remember these statements forever. Nothing happened to you happened for you. Nothing happened to you happened for you. Do you know why you missed the exit? Do you know why you missed the flight? Not because anything bad. Because God wants to save you from something. God wants to save you. Do you know why she said no? Because deep down, she's not a good shidduch. She's not a good match for you. God is saving you from making wrong decision. You're going out and you want to buy a building. You have a business opportunity, great ones. And the deal fell down. Didn't work out. Now, usually we get upset, we're fighting, shouting, argue. The answer is smile and dance. Hashem Melech, Hashem God, I love you. You just saved me from losing all my money in these business deals. Nothing happened to you, happened for you. God doesn't do anything to you. He doesn't punish you. He doesn't, God forbid, want to ruin your life or ruin your match or ruin your business. Do you know why it didn't work out? Do you know why this moment you have difficult? It's all for good. A little patient. Ladies and gentlemen, a little patient and you're going to see that you're going to have such an amazing, incredible and happy life. The first introduction to our topic is how to live with argument is to work in your faith and trust in the Almighty God. To understand that anything that happened, you wake up in the morning late, happen to be. Don't scream on your wife, don't blame your wife, don't scream on your children. Smiling and said, God, thank you Hashem that I wake up. Thank you Hashem that I wake up. That's it. And I know if I wake up late, there's a reason for it. Nothing happened to you, happened for you. It's always for you, meaning for your benefits.
So if you wake up late, you're not lazy? It's because Hashem wanted to?
Very nice. My Rosh Hashiva used to say, no, I'm talking about in the normal ways, when you had a plan to wake up in the morning, and you put the clocks and everything,
okay.
and something happened that, now, my Rosh Hashiva used to say, my rabbi, when I was a young boy, used to say, it's not the question when you wake up, it's the question when you go into sleep. If you go into sleep early, you're going to wake up early. If you go into sleep 4 o'clock in the morning, don't blame the whole world for your mistakes. 100%. No, it's good, Lenny, that you raised the point. Don't blame God for your mistakes. I mean, if you're going to put your car and you're going to be stingy, cheap, and you're not going to put quarter and you're going to get ticket, don't blame God. No, God, He did it for my benefits. No, it's because you're stingy and cheap. If you put your car next to a fire engine and you got ticket, again, it's your fault. But if you were doing everything right, it happened to be that you drive into the meeting and you got stuck in traffic. And what a traffic. You know, in the morning on the way to Manhattan, they have traffic unlimited. You're going out on a date and you're doing everything that you can do. And happened to be that she said no. She doesn't want to continue. And this is your dream and you're asking God, I want it. Please. And happened to be that she said no. You're doing everything right, business-wise, and it's no mazal, it's no luck. And you're asking, Rabbi, why I don't become rich? Why I don't become successful? Why I don't get married? Why I don't have children? Everything is nice, you're doing everything. And the answer is, nothing happened to you, happened for you. Every person have a time. And God wants to bring you the woman that belongs to you. And God wants to bring you the man that belongs to you. And God wants to give you, to make you rich in the right times. Because Lenny, if God will make us rich in a young age, when we are stupid, when our mind is not focused, you know what's going to happen? We're going to lose our mind. How many people you know, Lenny, that you have friends, that they made a lot of money, and no, and then God forbid what they did with the money.
Yep.
All the sin in the books, and they bought anything you want, mention, and after that they sit down in the jail for many years later. because nothing was kosher. To become wealthy, you need to be stable to know how to handle the blessing. If not, you're going to lose your mind and you're going to lose yourself. So God is waiting for the right moment when you're going to be mature enough to give you this blessing. God is waiting for the right wife, the right husband to give it to you when you're going to be ready to get married, A, and B, when the right person is going to... It's not the question when to get married, the question is to get married with the right person. God will give you a child, no doubt, in the right moment. If you need to have this business deal happen, it will happen no matter what. If you need this shidduch to have this match to be happen, even if people is going to talk about you, it's going to happen. So the first introduction to our topic, the foundation of the topic is, remember very simple, nothing happened to you, happened for you. Why do you argue? Why do you scream and shout and get upset? What is the purpose? That screaming will make it better? That shouting will make it better? Did you ever saw anyone that shout and argue that he had any benefits after that? Just opposite. First of all, in your own hand, you push the blessing. How did they said? כעס אחד דוחה 100 פרנסות. You know what I said in Hebrew? One anger push away 100 customers. You came to the job and you open and you start to scream and shout and you work here. The people that come to work for you and you fight and scream and shout. Listen to this, dear listener. You know what you did right now? You push away 100 customers. Then don't cry later. Why parnasa, why livelihood is not coming ahead of you? It's coming very well. You just push it away. Don't push it away. Nothing happened to you. A customer come into your store. You did everything that you can, and you went to buy from the next stores. Not only that, you're not supposed to get upset. You have to go to the next store and tell them, Mazal Tov, that you're going to have a long life, and I'm so happy for you. You see, this is the Jewish approach to life. This is one introduction. The second introduction is, Danny, you're with me?
Yes. Can we do the music a little bit just for listen?
100%.
Listen, I'll give you something nice. The song is Ki Yesh Mera Shabbat, but it's in Indian style. So listen to it, you're gonna love it. And we'll be back.
בכל שישי יכפיל מזוני כי יש מרע שבת אל ישמרני אותי לעול מעט בינו וביני רשם בדתה אל חוק אל סגניו בוא לערוך לחם פנים לפניו על כן להתענות בו על פי נבוניו אסור לבד מיום כיפור עווני כי יש מרע שבת אל ישמרני אותי לעול מעט בינו וביני הוא יום מכובד, הוא יום תענוגי לחם ויין טוב בשר ודגים השמחים בו אין שמחה משיגים כי יום שמח הודו צמחני כי יש מרע שבת אל ישמרני אותי לעול מאה בנו ובני מחל מלאכה בו סופו להחריק על כן אחבס בו ליבי כמורי אתפלל האל ערבית ושחרית מוסף וגם מנחה הוא יענני יש מרע שבת אל ישמרני אותי לעול מאה בנו ובני יש מרע שבת אל ישמרני אותי לעול מאה
Positive Life TV. С позитивом по жизни.
Ну и перед тем, как мы вновь вернемся к нашему рабаю Ашеру Вакнину, мне бы хотелось сказать несколько слов рекламы. Ресторан Тель-Авив Кебаб Хаус. Разнообразное меню, уютный интерьер и приветливый персонал – это основа любого хорошего ресторана. Обновленное меню, успейте его попробовать. За окном жара, а в ресторане Тель-Авив Кебаб Хаус уютно, прохладно и вкусно. Мы ждем вас ежедневно с 12 дня до 12 ночи по адресу 7539 Main Street, Flushing, Нью-Йорк, 113-67. А также звоните к ним по телефону 718-973-3100. Ресторан Тель-Авив Кебаб Хаус приглашает вас приятно провести вечер а-ла карте. Или вы хотите заказать по банкетному меню, пожалуйста, для вас бухарская, кавказская кухня, живая музыка по вашему желанию, а также бесплатная доставка еды по Квинсу. Повара ресторана Тель-Авив Кебаб Хаус приготовят для вас кулинарные шедевры. И не забудьте посетить их другие рестораны, это Питахат и Кей-Бургер, VHQ Ашгаха, Бейт Юсеф мясо и только аргентинское мясо. Звоните 718 793 3100, ресторан Тель-Авив Кебаб Хаус. Ну, а мы возвращаемся, ladies and gentlemen, and this time I would like once again to introduce to you the one and only Rabbi Asher Vaknin with the topic of today, very beautiful topic, by the way, living with the arguments.
Thank you very much once again for the Positive TV and radio show. Thank you very much for inviting us. Thank you very much for all the listeners. Almighty God, we give you Shabbat Shalom and long life, and a healthy life, and a happy life. The most important secret of today, living with argument. How can you live with argument? So before we explain that the foundation is to have a faith and trust in the Almighty God. I will explain you what's the meaning of faith in God, faith and trust. In Israel, it was a story that literally shocked myself. I was shocked when I heard it. I didn't believe that such a things exist. One of the Bachor Yeshiva, young person, an age of maybe 29, 30 years old, he was a driver. He got married at a young age. He had many children of his own. So in order to make livelihood, he was a driver, taking young children to the school, to the kindergarten, to the school, and bring them back. He bought a minivan, 15 chairs, 15 passengers, and he took them. One day, he forgot one of the babies in the car. Lenny, you never heard such a story.
Yes, sir, I'm with you.
He forgot one of the children in the car. 5 hours in the summer of Israel. You know what's happened to the baby?
What happened?
He died. No, I never know him. You know what the heat is in the car? 120 to 150 degrees. Unreal. 5 hours. He came into the car he realized that that baby that doesn't belong to him, a different family, dead. The police came, they took him out to the jail, they want to sue him, they took him into the court. Now they release him, between the jail time to the court, they release him. The grandfather of this child called this driver and he said, please, I want you to come to the eulogy. I want to see you in my house. How can you have a face to come? He came and he spoke with the family and he was crying and asked mechila and he asked forgiveness. But how can you forgive? How can you forgive a person that in a way was lack of responsibility? How can you forget a child? Then in the court, the grandfather came to the court, the grandfather and asked, I'm asking please the judge on behalf of all the family not to give them time in the jail, not to punish him. We forgive him. The judge is looking at him and said, this is for real? You forgive a person that killed a child or grandchild of yours? How do you have this power to do it? And the grandfather looked and listened to this and he said, tell me, if you cut a salad, if you make a cucumbers, tomato, you cut it, and by mistakes, you cut the left hand. By mistakes, small cut. Tell me, the left hand will ever be upset with the right hand? No, right?
No.
Why not? Why not? Why when you take a hammer and you put it by mistakes, you put the hammer in your hand, boom, usually you scream, you shout, you have a bone broken. Tell me, are you going to beat the right hand? Are you going to beat it? Are you going to get upset with the right hand?
Yeah.
Are you going to be upset with the right hand? Are you going to punish your own right hand?
Of course not.
Exactly. You're not going to be. Why? Because the right hand or left hand is you. Both of them is yours. When this is you, you're not going to get upset with yourself. Come the older man, the grandfather, and said, we are one nation. Him and me is one person. All the Jewish nation is one. The same way that my left hand will never be upset with the right hand. Me, I'm not going to be upset on him. He have 9 children that he have to support. What the benefits I have that he's going to be in the jail? Just what? To feel good? I don't need to feel good. I need to feel good knowing that he is raising his children with respect and dignity. What a story. What a story. Do you see what the level of faith?
Yeah.
Level of faith is understanding that Hashem is running the world. God is running the world. And you have nothing to worry. This is one. Second, we're going to move to the second. And the second is, not only that you're not supposed to stop argue with respect is the best thing that can happen. You know why? Because the only way to get to the right path is when two extreme bumping each other. Mm-hmm. And then, when you become a right person, when you become perfect? When you get married. Why when you get married, you become perfect? Not because your wife agree with you, just opposite. Your wife tell you where you're wrong and she have to correct you. And you tell your wife when she is wrong. And you know what exactly happened? If you don't take it personal and you don't put ego in between, you're not
you're not becoming a bubble.
Yes, like a bubble. If you take yourself a little humility to become humble, you're going to see that the advice that your wife gave you was the best advice for you. How many times your wife tell you, don't go with these friends, it's a bad news, and why do you get upset? Why are you telling me what to go, where not to go?
It happens a lot.
Very nice. And then after that you realize, DJ Alex, God will give you a long life and a healthy life and a happy life. We love you, DJ Alex.
DJ Lenny.
No. DJ Lenny, DJ Alex just went in.
Oh,
he's with us. He's watching.
With us?
He's watching a live. He came into the show of DJ Lenny in order to see Positive Radio and TV. No, he's watching us live. I can see him because of that. Do you hear that? Lenny.
Final, Alex, what took you so long?
We love him very much. God will bless him to have a long life and a healthy life and continue together with all of you together, all of you, to create only happiness in this community and to have a love
Amen.
and care and dignity among each other and to be happy for each other. Even though that you're in the same business, to be happy with each other and to support each other. And if somebody call you and then that night you book, you give them the phone number of your co-worker, of your partners. And you say, DJ Alex, if somebody call you and you booked, you give him the phone of DJ Lenny. And he said, go to DJ Lenny. And vice versa. If DJ Lenny is booked, he will give the phone number. This is brothers.
You know what?
This
It's not even coincidence. Ask Alex if I am booked. Who is the first person that I call?
No, Baruch
It's
Hashem.
Alex.
Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. Argument is good if you respect. You know why? When two argue, we get in to the middle ground. The only way to become. And a bad in all Judaism, it's all about argue. I argue with you and you argue with me. What exactly happened? We achieve the golden path. And the golden path is the middle path. And shalom bayit and peace at home. When you see a husband and wife that just got married, they argue and argue. 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years. They find the middle ways. And then their life is perfect. Amazing. Incredible. What a beautiful message. Now I will tell you what to do. How to live with the message. How to live with argument. So the first thing is understanding that nothing happened to you, happened for you. The second thing is remember that argument is the best thing that can happen. Because through argument, you become a better human being. Through argument, you become a better human being. If everybody will tell you that you are great and the speech was the best speech and you look amazing, you will never change. You will never be improved. You know who is the people that make you the best? The one that don't agree with you. The one that agree with you, the one that tell you, I love you, you love me, we are a happy family. Maybe it's nice to hear it, but physically you will never change, you will never be improved. You know who is the one that make you the best? Your wife. The jungle of your wife, the jungle of the husband. That argument with respect, is what makes us the best human being that we can become. Now, what exactly happens when you have argument? How to control and how to live with argument? Sometimes your wife is raising the voice, and ladies and gentlemen, when you get married, you realize that you never knew what the voice your wife have. Only after marriage you realize, why? You need double glass. And you need a special. Suddenly you can hear voice. Oy. Now, what exactly you have to do? The first thing is remember, in order to live with the argument, don't stop talking with each other. You know what's happening when we argue? Suddenly the wife, for 3 days, she have to understand why she get upset, 7 days to get upset, and 2 weeks to relax. And in these 3 or 4 weeks, she doesn't talk to you. This is the worst things that you can do. The worst act, the worst decision that you can do is not talking with each other. No matter what, you always continue. When the brother of Yosef HaTzadik, you know, we had 12 tribes. Yosef HaTzadik was one of them, the righteous. The brothers told him, you know when exactly the mistakes start? When the Torah said, "Velo yachlu dabro leshalom," meaning they didn't speak with him. When I'm ignoring a person is the worst level. When we are arguing, at least we're talking to each other. At least we respect our opinion. At least we're hearing somebody else's opinion. The first rule to newlywed, the first rule is for older wed, meaning people that marry 1 month or 2 years or 5 years. The first rule in business with partners. The first rule with relationship between a husband and children. A father and children, or children with mothers and parents, is always to remember, do not stop talking. always continue to talk. You can make a break, half an hour, 1 hour, but you never stop talking for 1 day or 2 days.
Isn't it better
that-
sometimes to give a time to a person, to a wife, or to a husband to cool off?
I said half an hour, 1 hour, 100%. How that the sages said, don't comfort the person when he is upset. When a person is upset, don't come to him and tell him, you know how many times a husband is doing it? They're driving the wife nuts, and then, I love you. Can you tell me that you love me? She want to kill you right now. Are you asking? If she had the shotgun, you're gonna be the first one. Please tell me. Leave me alone. I agree with you, Lenny. But don't postpone it to another days. Don't ignore your spouse for 1 or 2 days. No. Take 1 hour, 100%. Take a walk. Thank God they open the synagogues, 25%. You can come in to the BJCC Youth Minyan, third floor, the place to be, the Bukharian Jewish Community Center, and 70 Austin 106-17, 70 Avenue. You're definitely more than welcome, 100%. Go to the class, go to synagogues, but don't postpone. A mouse, you have to kill him when he is a mouse. You know why? Because if not, you're going to wake up one day and it's going to be elephants. Divorce didn't happen in 1 day. Divorce happened when we pushing away something small, small argument. What did we did? We didn't talk for 1 day, and 2 days, and 3 days, and later on, we have that mouse become an elephant. It is too difficult to fix. A message for all of us that we have to remember. Ladies and gentlemen, do not stop talking. Continue to speak. Not in that moment that you argue. Not in that when you passion and she's passion and you both screaming. I agree. One of you have to be relaxed, calm, and silent. In that moment, please, one of you, choose who is the one. Sometimes the wife, sometimes the husband, sometimes the parents, sometimes the children. The children definitely have to be quiet because it's against the Bible to scream against your parents. But within a husband and wife or two partners, sometimes it's good to leave the room, to leave the area. I agree. But don't stop talking. That one will make it even worse. The second tips I will give you after the music.
I have a beautiful music for you guys. It's Rus Barus. You know Rus Barus, yes?
Wow, Rus Barus. Ay, Boshet, estoy small, estoy small.
Thank you.
Nachze, וואי, Rus Barus.
טוב לא ישכון מעל בדבר לא מיחודו זמרו אז נבונה בردגוה מורם סדו פזנוני Kogwa doim bagar shogado Hazune kitubwat doim bagar shogado Oy khaw bishna khadik sama sama עולמי ותורה ראשי דבר חונורה mucizati dukavir
Positive Life TV. С позитивом по жизни.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the one and only Rabbi Asher Vaknin with the topic Living with Arguments. Rabbeinu, we have another 10 minutes. We'll
Yes,
listen.
indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, so I'm going to conclude the topic of today's living with argument. The first thing that we said, how can a person live with argument? That we have so many arguments in life, in any days, in any moment. How many arguments we have with disagreement we have during the days? Thousands of them. Almost every second we don't agree with something. So how exactly how can a person live with argument? So one thing we said that you have to understand, nothing happened for you and nothing happened to you happened for you. This is one. Having a faith in God that anything that happened for a good will and a good reason. And it happened especially for your benefits. The second explanation is that we give is that the argument is actually good. Because the only way that we're going to get to the right place is when someone will come to correct us. Someone will come to fix us. Someone will be honest enough to tell us where we are wrong. You know, when a person is coming to you and your tie is not in the right place. Let's say the tie is here. And you come in and said, Rabbi, you have to put the tie in the middle. A foolish man will get upset. Why are you telling me? Who are you to tell me? Don't talk to me. Don't speak with me. A smart man will say thank you. And he's going to fix the tie. When your wife tells you something that you have to correct. When your husband tells you something that you have to correct. When your parents tell you something when your own worker tell you something that you have to correct. Don't be foolish with arrogant and lose this message. God sent them for you to be fixed, for you to be correct. What the message is that? This is one. This is second. Number 3, we said, how exactly we can live with argument? Very simple. Do not stop talking. Don't stop to speak. The first thing that we do when we are upset is what? Hang in the phone. First of all, hanging the phone is a chutzpah and the highest level. You do it only in emergency. Only באמת, if a person cross any border, you hang up the phone. You don't rush to do it. Again, don't stop talking. Might be that you don't agree with the other side. Might be it's not comfortable to hear it. But you always continue speaking. Being a man, being a human being, being a woman, being a mensch, is having the ability to continue to speak. Last but not least, and with this, I'm going to conclude the beautiful 1 hour that we have in the radio, in the air, and radio, positive TV and radio show. Stay positive. Stay positive. That last message is this one. Listen to the last message. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to stop arguing? You want to live with argument? Do what Bet Hillel did with Bet Shammai, and I will explain. It was two rabbis over 2,000 years ago that always argue. Always argue. Almost in any page in our book of study, the Gemara, they have arguments. They never agree in anything. But for some reason, one rabbi was always right. Always. 95, I believe that they have only 6 or 8 places that the other one was right. Except that, thousands of arguments, 95% it was only one rabbi that we follow his opinion. What's the name of these two rabbis? Bet Hillel and Bet Shammai. Hillel v'Shammai. And we always follow according to the opinion of Hillel. And the question is why? Why? The Gemara said, שהיו מקדימים דבריו לדבריהם. You know what I said? Every time that they come to argue or to disagree, every time they come to share their opinion, they never say what's their opinion. They say, first of all, what his opinion. Why? No, first of all, what is the opinion? Why is thinking like this? And only after that, they brought their own opinion. To be sincere and sensitive to other people's opinion. You see, when a wife argue with you, when a husband argue with you, when the parents tell you something right away, you refuse. No, you don't know what you're talking, don't talk to me. Who said? That you even listen to what they said? You know how I know that you don't listen? How do you know that somebody is not listening to you? Before you finish to talk, he already give you answer, meaning that he was never there. He never listened to you. He was busy to find answer. Be quiet, listen. Absorb the message for a few minutes, and only after that, give your opinion. Imagine yourself every time you sit down with your wife, and your wife tell you something that you don't like, you're going to stand up and say, my wife said that this guy, this friend that I have is not a good news. He's not a good friend. Why did she say? Because of this reason. And because she saw him here and she saw him there. And because the act that he's doing. And I say, you know what's going to happen? You will never get into plan B. Suddenly your wife is always going to be right. Suddenly your husband will always going to be right. Suddenly your parents will always going to be right. If you're just going to have the courage, the patience, the understanding, the sensitivity to listen to somebody else, to hear his voice, to understand why, and only then to bring your opinion, you're going to see that life is going to be so easy. You're going to see that you're going to agree with 95% of what people tell you. The reason that we have arguments, the reason that we argue and shouting and screaming, the reason that we don't agree with each other is because we never listen to each other. If you're going to listen to each other, life is going to be amazing. This is the message. The message of all of us is to remember that we have to, understand that nothing happened to you, happened for you. Argument or disagreement is the greatest thing that can happen. Why? Because now you become the best human being. To remember that when somebody is coming in, do not stop talking. Do not stop talking. No matter if I agree with you or not, no matter if you're screaming or not, I'm not stop talking. And D, the last one, it's always the favorite. Remember that respect. Respect somebody else's opinion. Listen to somebody else. But when I say listen, I'm talking about deep listening. I'm talking about to be sincere. I'm talking about understanding the other opinion. And I will bless all of us, ladies and gentlemen, dear beautiful listeners, that עושה שלום במרומיו וברחמיו, יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל, ונאמר אמן. The Almighty God that do peace in heaven will do peace among us, will give us the ability to enjoy the fact that we don't agree with each other, to enjoy the fact that we're not thinking the same way, to enjoy it. Lenny,
Yes.
listen to this one. Have you ever had any argument with your wife why she doesn't look like you?
Of course.
Did you have argument with your wife why she doesn't look like you?
That she doesn't look like me?
Yes.
Of course.
I tell my wife.
She always wanted to be me. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm talking about
No,
physically.
serious, no.
That you,
No.
you know, I always look at my wife and I said, thank God you don't look like me. At least one person in the family is beautiful. Imagine yourself, your wife with beard and shaving every day. Thank God she doesn't look. Why you don't argue when your wife doesn't look like you? Because you realize that we're two different species. We are two different human beings. Why you argue with your wife when she doesn't think like you? Why? The same things. The same way that physically she doesn't look like you. Spirituality is when she doesn't think like you. She's coming from two different houses. She's coming from Bukhara, you're from Tashkent, or vice versa. She grew up in two different houses. She went to different schools. She had different rabbis. Everything is different. So what's the problem to accept somebody else even though he's not thinking like you? The same way you accept and you enjoy and rejoice the fact that your wife doesn't look like you physically, that your husband doesn't look like you physically. The same way that you have to rejoice when your wife or husband, when your partners, when your parents doesn't think like you. This is what made this beautiful, this world such a beautiful. The Lubavitcher Rebbe, and all these times for over 40 years when he was a Rebbe, never disrespect.
His wife.
Or never, even though that many times he didn't agree with the person, he always respect him with dignity, always listen to him, always give him the dollar for charity, always give him a blessing, always with smiling face, because we are different. And this is what made us such a beautiful nation. Thank you very much. Shabbat Shalom.
Rabbeinu, I do appreciate your speech today, living with arguments with Rabbi Asher Vaknin. Thank you very much. As usual, the words of wisdom, the words of the Torah will be on our table today.
Amen.
On Shabbat. And God willing, we'll see you next week on Friday, the same time from 3:30 till 4:30. Okay, and we're always trying to bring some new topic. By any chance, do you know what is the next week's topic will be?
Most likely it's going to be exile and redemption.
Exile
Because
and redemption.
we're getting closer to the 3 weeks. So it's going to be exile and redemption.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rabbeinu. Thank you very much, Rabbi Asher Vaknin. And Shabbat Shalom. We'll see you next week.
Chudachat.
Chodochat. Yes.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank
We
you.
love you, Lenny.
Bye. Love you too. Bye.